We talking about the one, the only Sosa AZ.
That's my story. Welcome you back.
Now, we've been trying to get you for 8 years, man. You are one of the most requested guests.
That's real.
They mad at us.
Yeah, they mad at us.
We've been stopping it.
No, it's my fault.
Yeah,
I don't do interviews. I just
say that.
Nas niggas score was Queensbridge. Not surprised, but from the wise, I was taught to be lenient, moving silence.
Started out with a knuckle check, but then when them guns came, where the heart was at. You know, before I really got on and did my first verse, which was
Life's a bitch and then you
one of
die.
my homies, you know, school friend, you know, real tight. He just got killed. At that time, I was just feeling the waves and feeling like, damn, life's really then you die. You know what I mean? We gotta make our mark and leave something behind. And that was my zone when I wrote that verse, and you know, it resonated from the heart onto the music. I knew it was more out here than just these projects. Though I respect it and love it because it made me everything that I am, I just wanted more.
Well, life's a bitch. Starts off me and AZ talking. I'm like, yo, what's it about? Clothes, bankrolls, and hoes, you know what I'm saying? Is that it? But then what? Then what? And then A comes in with his take on it, you know what I mean? And he kills it.
Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go.
Life's a bitch and then you die. You don't know and you don't know why.
If you enjoy this type of content exploring the people and pivotal moments that shape culture, please consider subscribing. Because I make documentaries like this every week that take a thoughtful, closer look, breaking down the complex narratives and untold histories behind the stories you think you know. Before he had a deal, before most people knew his name, a rapper wrote one verse, and it ended up on one of the greatest albums hip-hop ever made. This isn't a story about a fall. Nobody here goes to prison. Nobody dies in the third act. This is a story about a talent the business never quite caught up to, and what he decided to do about that. This verse wasn't just a guest feature, it was the moment the student outpaced the plan.
Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest. The person's status depends on salary. And my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live the dream for all my peeps who never made it. Cause yeah, we were beginners in the hood as 5%ers. But something must have got in us, cause all of us turned to sinners. Now some resting in peace and some are sitting in San Quentin. Others such as myself are trying to carry on tradition. Keeping this weapon wrestling street ghetto essence inside us. Cause it provides us with the proper insight to guide.
He didn't come out of nowhere. Years of watching, learning, battling before anyone outside Brooklyn knew his name.
Good elevator here. I can do that. Fucking East New York, you stuck for 5-6 hours when they come get you, man.
He literally was stuck.
Yes.
For hours in the elevator.
Yeah.
And
Bid. I call it a bid.
A bid without a phone. This is back in the days,
oh,
man.
yes,
He was talking to water bugs back in the days, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
What is a kid from high school going out, to hang out with in Mount Vernon?
Me being in school, had a friend, in there, and his cousin was D.O. that was with Heavy D, and we used to just rap. And you know, back then you rap lunch table on the beats and shit. And he went and told him, "Yo, guy in school that get busy." And then D.O. came to see me and took me out there to finally meet Hev for the first time. So that was good.
Yeah? So, of course, Heavy D's name doesn't get brought up enough, man. If there's any energy we could throw out there.
Yeah, man, love Hev, man. Hev heard me rap, and he was like, yo, man, you on to something. Of course, then I'm fresh, so I'm rapping for 80 bars, and my voice was like this, yeah. But, in due time, I'm here.
You out there with P-Rock as well.
Oh, right.
This is where you guys connect. Come on,
man. That's a fact. Yeah, Pete was there. I met Pete. Yeah, you gotta remind me, because I'm just answering questions. But yeah, Pete was there. Pete was doing beats. I heard Pete before, I think, CL Smooth and them even came to existence, right? So I used to frequently, not as much, come through here and there and just to observe.
After just hearing that one record, you already like, he's getting a record deal.
I'm invited to a record release party for a guy named Nas, who I knew very little about. And I'm there, and I hear this song, and I say, wow, that guy's really talented. And the guy next to me says, that's not Nas. I said, well, who did that line? And they said, that was a guy named AZ. So I said to the guy next to me, I want to meet AZ. Something about the verse got me. To me, I always wanted to run the best record company with artists that were authentic. He was a real artist. So I got very excited when I got to know him.
In the spring of 1995, we started recording Do or Die in Electric Lady Studio. It just had a nice energy in there. Once I went in that studio, I was like, this is where I'm doing this album at, right here. Electric Lady was my home.
A gold single, a #1 album on the chart. By every measure that mattered in 1995, this was a hit. So, where does underrated even come from?
The thought was, okay, cool, me, Nas, Fox, cool, right? I'm running a half, I'm bringing half to the table, right? Because he was just lyrically immaculate.
Right.
So Nas like, okay, well, I'm being Mega. Mega just came home at the time. I'm trusting, you know, Nas' judgment, which is cool, you know what I mean? So that's the force. To me, it's actually really, because I think half came after the fact. So me, Nas, Mega, and then somewhere along the line, you know, the lines got blurred. Right. It becomes, I think, it's business, right? It's not a talent thing. It becomes a business thing, right? This person signing this management, this person signing this record label, these people are in control of certain things, and that's why there's no firm two.
The group that should have been unstoppable didn't fall apart from a fight. It just quietly stopped being a group.
Dang. You think things would have been different if you signed?
Definitely, yeah. They had hip hop in the chokehold. It's a fact.
When people call you underrated, is that a compliment or is it frustrating?
I think it's both, because I know what I do, but it's the business. You know what I'm saying? The business is the business, and if you're not in the right situation, you can't sprout like you're supposed to. So I take it for now. Forever. I'm here. That's my title. Everybody got a title. Yeah, I'm underrated. All right.
6 labels, 2 decades. And through all of it, one fact keeps being repeated like it's the only one that matters.
I've been through a lot of labels, but I never was dropped. That's a big thing, right? I just was, for some reason, through the Most High, they probably realized they wasn't doing the right thing. And when I asked for my walking papers, I got it. I kept it moving.
That's a big deal.
And you know, I don't blame no circumstances, right, on nothing, because I'm still grinding. I'm still here, right? And it's a beautiful thing. And that's my drive. Just stay focused, stay grinding. You know what I mean? Any blame, I blame myself for anything.
Right.
But the journey is a beautiful one. Wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
The reason why A's probably underrated is because, you know, especially back then, a lot of artists had a big machine behind them to get them out there and get them out there the right way. The way they pushed them on the single on the Sugar Hill, and so they only really pushed what they wanted A to do and what A needed to do to sell records. Those street records that we all love, because those are the records that we cling to. Those are the B-side records. Those are the records that's not singles that y'all don't hear. Those B-side records that A had was crazy.
He wasn't the only one the machine did this to.
I do want to let the listeners know that you're one of the few artists who's ever been signed without a demo.
Yeah, it started with me, AZ, called Megan and Foxy Brown. You know, full circle.
That's also, a lot of the questions we ask the OGs is, are the masters back?
90% of my masters. I'm in the boxing ring for the last 2. Woo. I get them. Love is in the air. And then people be like, what you want your masters for, right? It just makes sense when you're licensing, when you're doing it. You know what I mean? Ownership is everything, you know? Right. It's everything. Like, with technology and things changing, you want to own it. So yeah, I'm on the last 2. Last 2 more to go.
2 more to go. And you got everything.
Got everything.
Wow.
Leave it to the kids.
Leave it to the kids. They're gonna fuck it up anyway, but leave it to the kids.
He never fought the label. He just never let it define what came next.
These are things when you're young. Them phones, we didn't have all these smartphones back then, and just being on the phone, you know, I gravitated towards, you know, Nas, because he was talking that Murder One shit, and I was talking that Murder One shit, and that's where the friendship developed. Just through that, and that was a whole year before I even bumped heads with him.
Yeah. You know, Life's a Bitch, of course. It's also another thing where you wasn't that sure about it
at all. I mean, once again, my voice still was like, if you think about life, but it was cool. It was getting there now, and then my dialogue was there, so it was like, okay, you know, it was a on the whim thing. It wasn't nothing premeditated. So when I did it, of course, it's catch you off guard. It's like, yo, spit a rap right now. Yo, I'm using that for the album. You're like, what the fuck you talking about? But that's what it was. So it was cool.
There's a version of it where it's more feeling like a freestyle. Of course, you do your verse, and then he messes up at the end. You know that original. You know, there's a version of it that was like an unreleased version.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then y'all just.
Reported through life, so godly like things created. I forgot my shit when I flipped.
Niggas know they on the tip. Don't fuck around cause you might get shot. Hey yo, AC, I'm kinda lost in my words. Why don't you grab the mic and co-teach the herd?
Get off the hips, I flip, blow the clips. Niggas run to get they shit whipped. Road is on, it's on. 9-4, keeping it raw. Coming to your motherfucking door. Giving you shit you never heard before. Yeah. Move your fucking brains down your motherfucking throat. Roads I quote, yeah, that's all I vote. Slicing your throat. With a razor blade, got that shit made, yeah, I'm paid.
If this story gave you a new perspective, hit the like button to help more people find it. And consider subscribing. New documentaries every week, breaking down the untold histories and pivotal moments behind what you think you know. Watch the story behind Illmatic next, and see how Nas, arguably one of the greatest lyricists of all time, almost never happened.
Cause life's a bitch and then you die.
A kid from the Queensbridge projects made an album so powerful the United States government literally archived it beside the most important recordings in history, and it still almost never came out. This is the insane story behind Illmatic.
About to cause mass hysteria.
Illmatic is celebrated today as a global classic, an album that reshaped hip-hop and then hit the world stage. But before any of that happened, it created a wave on the streets of New York, then entered New York's prison system. And the way inmates first received Illmatic's debut explains everything. OnPoint Stories brings in the first special guest collab, Saint Laz, who was incarcerated in Comstock when Illmatic dropped. And he reveals how Nas was actually received behind those walls.
Shout out to OnPoint Stories. Make sure y'all subscribe, check the content, you heard? I was on B7 in Comstock. It's a bunch of tears on top of each other, but if you speak loud enough, everybody can hear you all up and down the tiers. So one night we on the tier debating hip hop, and dudes is, we got into who's the best rapper in New York.
The spring of 1994 marked a cultural crossroads. Films like Pulp Fiction.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? What? What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Stop fucking around and be a man.
And The Lion King hit theaters, destined to become timeless classics.
And will rise with you as the new king.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Everything light touches.
At the same time, albums like Murder Was the Case.
As I look up at the sky, my mind starts tripping. A tear drops my eye.
Ready to Die.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing.
And Method Man dropped. Proof that hip-hop was entering its diamond age. But just when it seemed the era couldn't get any better, something truly revolutionary was brewing. Not in Hollywood, but in the heart of Queensbridge, New York. A 20-year-old prodigy named Nas was about to change everything with his debut album, Illmatic.
Nas is like the Afrocentric Asian, half man, half amazing. It's full of crime, full of all this crack, drugs, all of that, just like every other ghetto. It's the foundation right here, you know what I'm saying? My foundation. Where I started at, where I grew up at, 40 side of Vernon, you know what I mean?